The Barrio Harpys Gang, HPS-13, also known as Harpys 13, is a long-standing and predominantly Latino street gang deeply entrenched in the West Adams district of South Los Angeles, California. With roots tracing back to the 1960s, the gang has evolved into a formidable presence with over 200 active members. Their territory extends from Figueroa Street to Normandy Avenue, between Washington Boulevard and Jefferson Boulevard, marking them as one of the most influential street gangs in the area. Their history is marked by a complex organizational structure, various criminal activities, and numerous high-profile rivalries. Origins and structure. The gang's name, Harpys, is inspired by the American harpy eagle, a powerful bird of prey that symbolizes the gang's strength and dominance. The Harpys originally formed from two local football teams, the Harpys Dead End and the Harpys Wild Bunch, which later merged into a unified gang structure. Over the years, the Harpys expanded into various cliques, including 25th Street Tiny Locos, TLS, 27th Street Chicos Malos, CM, 28th Street Dukes, DKS, 39th Street Tokers, 5th Avenue Midgets, MGS. Among these cliques, Harpys Dead End stands out as one of the most notorious and influential factions, operating out of the West Adams area north of the University of Southern California. The Harpys share their neighborhood with other gangs like the Rollin' Twenties Neighborhood Bloods, a predominantly African-American gang, which often feuds with the Rollin' 30s Harlem Crips. Daniel Popeye Roman. Background and criminal activity. Daniel Roman, commonly known as Popeye, was a prominent figure in the Mexican Mafia, a criminal organization that exerts significant control over Latino street gangs in Southern California. Born in 1959, Roman became involved in gang activities at a young age and was eventually convicted of first-degree murder, leading to a life sentence without the possibility of parole. He entered the California prison system in 1985 and quickly rose through the ranks of the Mexican Mafia. Roman's influence extended beyond his incarceration. He managed to control various territories and operations from prison. His leadership included overseeing extortion schemes involving multiple gangs, including the Harpys, which he led. Under his command, these gangs were required to pay taxes for protection and permission to operate within certain areas. This extortion network generated substantial revenue for Roman and his associates. Operations and extortion tactics. Roman's operations were particularly lucrative due to his control over key locations such as the Alameda Swap Meet. This flea market became a focal point for extortion efforts, where vendors were coerced into paying fees under threat of violence or eviction. The systematic collection of these payments was organized meticulously by Roman's underlings, who would often use aliases to avoid detection by law enforcement. In addition to extorting vendors at markets, Roman also had a network of operatives who collected money from various gangs within South Los Angeles. Reports indicated that on specific dates each month, emissaries would gather thousands of dollars from different gangs as part of their extortion scheme. Family involvement. Roman's influence extended into his family life as well. His daughter, Vianna Roman, played an active role in continuing her father's criminal enterprises while he was incarcerated. She was described as his surrogate in managing gang operations outside prison walls. Vianna was ultimately indicted alongside other members of their organization for racketeering and drug trafficking offenses. The family's involvement highlighted how organized crime can perpetuate itself across generations, with family members stepping into roles that maintain the power structure established by previous leaders. Death and aftermath. On a tragic note, Daniel Roman's life came to an end when he was stabbed to death at a substance abuse treatment facility within Corcoran State Prison on June 10, 2020. The attack was carried out by fellow inmates Raul Alvarado and Edward Cisneros, both serving life sentences for murder themselves. Following this incident, investigations were launched into the circumstances surrounding his death. The killing underscored the violent nature of gang affiliations even within prison settings and raised questions about security measures in facilities housing high-profile gang members. In summary, Daniel Popeye Roman was a notorious figure within the Mexican mafia whose criminal activities included extensive extortion operations across South Los Angeles until he died in 2020, marking a significant chapter in the history of organized crime in California. Criminal activities. Federal racketeering indictment targets South LA gangs controlled by incarcerated Mexican mafia member and his daughter, the Queen of Harpys, and the unraveling of Operation Roman Empire. Facing a life sentence in prison, Danny Roman, a high-ranking member of the Mexican Mafia, La Mafia, and leader of the Harpys gang, needed someone to maintain his criminal empire. Who better than his daughter, Bianna Roman? Her story is one of nurture, nature, and the inevitable intersection of both in the world of organized crime. From a young age, Bianna Roman's life was shaped by her father's influence. At just 9 years old, she may not have fully grasped that Danny Roman was imprisoned for life without parole for murder. Did she think her relationship with her father was typical, or did she notice that their quality time was spent in the visitation area of a California state penal institution? Growing up surrounded by family members who were part of the Harpys, it's uncertain if she understood or even cared what that meant. Fast forward to 2012, as Bianna Roman, the de facto leader of the Harpys gang, was led into a federal courtroom in handcuffs and shackles. It was clear that her upbringing had profoundly influenced her adult choices. The Harpys gang, named after the mythological creatures known for spoiling whatever they touched, had become a terrorizing force in Los Angeles. Founded in the mid-1960s, the gang had grown in size and infamy, absorbing smaller gangs like the Dead Ends and establishing itself as a dominant criminal entity in the area. Under the leadership of Danny Roman, the Harpys expanded their criminal activities, extorting businesses, assaulting rivals, and targeting students from the University of Southern California. Despite being imprisoned, Danny Roman maintained control over the gang through his daughter, Bianna. She took on a leadership role, not merely relaying her father's orders but becoming a feared leader in her own right. Federal prosecutors later revealed the extent of her involvement in the gang's day-to-day operations, including ordering extortion, enforcing the collection of taxes from gang members, and coordinating drug trafficking activities. Bianna Roman's ascension within the ranks of the Harpys and La Mafia was unprecedented, especially in an organization that traditionally excluded women from such roles. She became a key figure, visiting her father in Pelican Bay and receiving his instructions through coded conversations. In one conversation, Danny Roman used the word soplin, slang for an informant, and invoked the name of a deceased gang member, effectively ordering the murder of a suspected informant. Bianna passed this order to Harpy's shot caller, Manuel Valencia, who ensured it was carried out. Her involvement in the gang's activities did not go unnoticed. The fear she instilled in the Harpys' rank and file led to dissent, resulting in an investigation, monitoring, and ultimately, her indictment. On December 5, 2012, Bianna Roman, along with her husband and several other members of the Harpys' Dead End gang, was arrested as part of Operation Roman Empire, a 2.5-year investigation into South Los Angeles street gangs. The operation targeted gangs controlled by Danny Roman, who continued to direct criminal activities from prison through his daughter. The 60-count racketeering indictment outlined the Harpys' criminal activities, including the distribution of illegal substances, as well as acts of violence such as murder and robbery. The indictment also detailed how Danny Roman orchestrated the extortion of vendors at the Alameda swap meet, within the area controlled by the Harpys, and through visits to Pelican Bay. Bianna and her husband received orders from Danny Roman, passing them on to high-ranking gang members who oversaw drug sales, enforced tax collection, and orchestrated violence. During Operation Roman Empire, law enforcement seized large quantities of drugs and firearms, and 10 children were removed from several residences. The indictment named 29 defendants. Those taken into custody this morning on federal charges are Bianna Roman, 37, of Los Angeles, who is Danny Roman's daughter; Manuel Valencia, 36, of Walnut, the alleged shot-caller of the Harpys gang; Aaron Soto, 40, of Los Angeles; Bianna Roman's husband, who allegedly is one of the gang's leaders. Jamie Montano, 32, of Los Angeles, who is linked to the East Side Trace gang and who allegedly led a conspiracy to murder a witness in a trial against another gang member. Brian Valencia, 26, of Los Angeles, who allegedly sold drugs and collected taxes from gangs under Danny Roman's control. Eduardo Ramirez, 22, of Los Angeles, who allegedly supplied firearms and drugs to Harpys members. Juan Delgado, 32, of Los Angeles, who allegedly collected taxes from gangs. Carlos Delgado, 20, of Los Angeles, who allegedly assisted in the sale and delivery of illegal substances. Jimmy Ramos, 28, of Los Angeles, who allegedly sold illegal substances and transported large amounts of cash. Jorge Sanchez, 31, of Los Angeles, who is linked to the Florencia 13 gang and who allegedly sold illegal substances. Gwendolyn Etta, 34, of Los Angeles, who allegedly sold illegal substances with Jorge Sanchez. Marilyn Ada, 27, of Los Angeles, who allegedly assisted Manuel Bonilla in the sale of drugs and helped Bonilla hide from the police after Bonilla murdered a customer over a drug debt. Mario Basulto, 27, of Victorville, allegedly sold drugs and cellular telephones inside a California state prison. Ronnie Orozco, 37, of Los Angeles, who is linked to the 38th Street gang and who allegedly oversaw the collection of taxes from the Alameda swap meet. Angel Senia, 22, of Hollywood, who is linked to the La Mirada Locos gang and who allegedly attempted to smuggle drugs and cellular telephones into a California state prison. Nancy Buckley, 28, of Los Angeles, who allegedly helped her husband, Iman Buckley, funnel drug proceeds to Danny Roman. Denise Hilawi, 41, of San Bernardino, allegedly conspired in the sale of illegal substances in. Walter Alarcon, 36, of Los Angeles, an East Side Playboys gang member, is charged by himself in an indictment that accuses him of distributing illegal substance. The defendants arrested this morning are expected to be arraigned this afternoon in the United States District Court in downtown Los Angeles. 8 people charged as part of Operation Roman Empire are already in state custody on other charges. They are David Carpintero, 32, a leader of the Harpys gang who allegedly collected taxes from gangs and enforced collection of the taxes with threats of violence. Manuel Bonilla, 25, who allegedly sold large quantities of illegal substances and who faces state court charges of murdering a customer over a drug debt. Jose Renteria, 33, who is linked to the East Side Trace gang and who allegedly sold narcotics inside a California state prison. Iman Buckley, 30, who also allegedly sold narcotics inside a California state prison. Miguel Delgado, 18, who allegedly committed an armed robbery against 3 USC students. Christopher Velasquez, 22, who allegedly sold narcotics. Edgar Gonzalez, 28, who allegedly represented Danny Roman while incarcerated in an Arizona state prison, and Johnny Barron, 23, is charged by himself in an indictment that accuses him of being a felon in possession of a firearm. Federal prosecutors will work to have these 8 defendants removed to federal court to face the charges in the indictments. There are 5 defendants named in the indictment who are either fugitives or have yet to be completely identified by investigators. They are Ramon Ramos, 36, of Los Angeles, who allegedly supplied illegal substances to Manuel Valencia for distribution among Harpys members. Daniel Palacio, 30, of Los Angeles, who allegedly supplied firearms to Harpys members. Ricardo Gallegos, 33, who allegedly committed an armed carjacking with other Harpys members. Tigra, who is linked to the 38th Street gang and who allegedly oversaw the collection of taxes from the Alameda swap meet in. Jimmy, who allegedly assisted in the sale of illegal substances. The operation revealed the extent of the Harpys criminal empire and Danny Roman's control over multiple gangs in South Los Angeles. Despite his imprisonment, Roman continued to exert influence, using his daughter as a conduit to maintain his grip on the gang's activities. Bianna Roman's involvement highlighted the evolving role of women in gangs and the lengths to which the Harpys would go to enforce their dominance. As Viana Roman, the queen of the Harpies, stood before a federal judge, handcuffed and shackled, it was clear that she had become a product of her father's world. The indictment served as a testament to the devastating impact of gang culture on families and communities and the far-reaching power of criminal organizations like the Harpies and La Emea. Operation Roman Empire was a significant blow to the Harpies and their associates, showcasing the collaboration between law enforcement agencies, including the Los Angeles Police Department, the Drug Enforcement Administration, and the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation. The case underscored the relentless pursuit of justice against organized crime and the effort to dismantle the networks that threaten the safety and well-being of communities. The story of Viana Roman is a cautionary tale of the cyclical nature of crime, the influence of upbringing, and the far-reaching consequences of choices made in the shadow of criminal empires. Her rise to power within the Harpies and subsequent fall serves as a stark reminder of the perils of the gang lifestyle and the enduring legacy of violence and corruption left in its wake. Notable figures of Harpies gang. The transformative journeys of Conejo and Shia LaBeouf. Conejo. From Harpies gang to musical legacy and redemption. Jose Martin, better known by his stage name Conejo, is a Mexican-American rapper whose life has been as intense and dramatic as the lyrics in his music. Born on September 9, 1974, in West Los Angeles, Conejo was raised in an environment dominated by gang culture. He grew up in an area controlled by the Harpies gang, a notorious Latino street gang with deep ties to the Mexican mafia. His involvement with the gang not only shaped his personal life but also fueled his rise as a controversial yet influential figure in the Chicano rap scene. The Harpies gang connection. The Harpies gang, or Barrio Harpies, emerged in the 1960s in South Los Angeles' West Adams district. Over the years, the gang developed into a powerful force, comprising various cliques, including the Dead End, 25th Street Tiny Locos, Wild Bunch, and 39th Street Tokers. Known for narcotics trafficking, extortion, and violent rivalries with gangs like the 18th Street Gang, the Harpies built a fearsome reputation in the Los Angeles underworld. As a youth, Conejo, referred to on the streets as G-Rabbit or G-Rabs, became heavily involved with the Harpies' 25th Street clique. The gang's ties to the Mexican mafia gave it immense control over operations on the streets, with members often recognized by their Houston Astros gear, symbolizing their allegiance with the H for Harpies. Conejo's early involvement with the gang laid the foundation for his future, heavily influencing the themes of his music. Music as an outlet. From the streets to the studio. Despite the violence surrounding him, Conejo turned to music as an emotional outlet. He began rapping in the late 1980s, collaborating with industry figures such as DJ Motive 8 from the Black Eyed Peas. His music didn't glorify the gang life he lived. Instead, it provided raw, authentic narratives about crime, loyalty, betrayal, and survival. Tracks like It All Comes Back, West Side Harpies, and My Block vividly depict the brutal reality of street life, making Conejo a standout figure in the Chicano rap genre. Conejo's musical career gained significant attention when his song Let's Ride was featured on the television series The Shield in 2001. His gritty lyrics and real-life experiences resonated with his audience, earning him a dedicated fanbase. Even as he gained mainstream attention, Conejo's commitment to his roots and his message remained strong. A Fugitive's Life, Murder Case, and Years on the Run. In 2001, Conejo's life took a dramatic turn. A Halloween party in Los Angeles' Vermont Square neighborhood ended in violence when Mario Gutierrez, a 25-year-old bystander, tried to break up a fight by firing a gun into the air. A struggle ensued, and Gutierrez was fatally shot. Conejo, along with fellow Harpies member Edgar Looney Luna, was identified as a suspect in the murder. Facing severe charges, Conejo fled to Mexico, where he remained a fugitive for nearly 15 years. While in hiding, Conejo adopted multiple aliases and continued producing music through his independent label, Felony Case Records. His status as a wanted man only intensified his narrative, and his fans rallied around him, launching free Conejo campaigns and fundraising efforts for his legal defense. Living on the run, Conejo released dozens of albums, many of which delved deep into his survival instincts and the violence he experienced. Tracks like Stay Gangsterific and albums such as Fallen Angel kept his fanbase engaged, further cementing his influence in Chicano rap. Arrest, extradition, and legal struggles. Conejo's fugitive status ended in 2016 when he was arrested by Mexican authorities in Baja California and extradited to Los Angeles. Facing murder charges, Conejo's arrest attracted attention from law enforcement, the media, and his loyal fanbase. Social media campaigns continued to raise awareness for his case, though efforts to crowdfund his $30,000 legal defense fell short. After 2 years in custody, the murder charges against Conejo were unexpectedly dropped in 2018. The legal battle marked a turning point in his life, allowing him to reflect on his choices and future. The unwavering support from his fans, coupled with his determination to overcome adversity, played a significant role in this critical chapter of his life. Rivalries and musical success. Even during his years on the run, Conejo never stopped creating music. His label, Felony Case Records, became a symbol of his resilience and defiance. His ability to produce albums like Fallen Angel while evading law enforcement only heightened his legend. Songs like Let's Ride, featured on The Shield, earned him further acclaim, while his fluency in both English and Spanish expanded his reach across diverse audiences. However, Conejo's journey was not without its controversies. He engaged in high-profile feuds within the Chicano rap scene, notably with High Power Entertainment. This rivalry resulted in a series of diss tracks, including High Coward, aimed at artists like Mr. Criminal and Miss Lady Pink. His feud with fellow rapper Big Locote, tied to accusations of being an informant, also fueled tensions. Yet, despite the drama, Conejo's authenticity and raw storytelling continued to resonate with his audience. A new chapter. Redemption and reflection. Now in his 40s, Conejo is undergoing a personal transformation. While his earlier music reflected the harsh realities of gang life, his recent work emphasizes redemption and self-reflection. Having lived through violence, betrayal, and isolation, Conejo now uses his platform to warn others about the dangers of gang involvement. His music, once a soundtrack to survival, has become a tool for change and inspiration. I made music from the trenches, Conejo has said. I lived this life. With my music, I bring my fans with me. His authenticity continues to resonate with listeners, offering them a unique perspective on the complexities of street life. Conejo's story is now one of survival and transformation, as he uses his experiences to guide others away from the path he once walked. A legacy of resilience and redemption. Conejo's journey from a gang-affiliated youth to a respected figure in the music industry is a testament to resilience. Despite facing murder charges, living as a fugitive, and enduring legal battles, he has emerged as a symbol of survival and transformation. His story serves as a compelling reminder that no matter how dark the past is, there is always room for change and growth. With his legal troubles behind him, Conejo is enjoying renewed success, performing to sold-out crowds and collaborating with other artists. His life, once defined by gang culture, now serves as a cautionary tale. Conejo's music and message continue to evolve, but at his core, he remains a man shaped by the streets yet determined to rise above them. Conejo's evolution highlights the power of redemption. His story, once marred by violence and crime, now offers hope and inspiration to those facing similar struggles. As he continues to create music and share his experiences, Conejo stands as a beacon of survival, using his past not just as a narrative but as a warning and a symbol of the resilience that defines him. Shia LaBeouf. From Echo Park to Hollywood stardom. Shia LaBeouf's journey from a troubled youth in Los Angeles to a Hollywood A-lister is a compelling tale of resilience, transformation, and artistic dedication. Born in 1986 in Los Angeles, California, LaBeouf's early life was marked by significant challenges. Growing up in the gang-infested Echo Park district, he experienced firsthand the harsh realities of street life, violence, and poverty. LaBeouf's family dynamic was tumultuous. His father, Jeffrey, a Vietnam War veteran, struggled with addiction and had a criminal history, including charges of assault with intent to rape a minor. His mother, Shayna, worked multiple jobs to support the family. When LaBeouf was 10, his parents divorced, triggering a period of acting out that led to his involvement with a local street gang called Harpys Gang. Rising quickly through the ranks, LaBeouf became one of the gang's leaders. His criminal activities resulted in several arrests for assault and robbery. In 2003, at age 17, he was arrested for stealing a car and spent 20 days in jail. This incarceration proved to be a turning point. LaBeouf had an epiphany, realizing he didn't want to follow his father's path of addiction and imprisonment. Upon release, LaBeouf made a conscious decision to change his life trajectory. He enrolled in acting classes and began auditioning for roles. His breakthrough came in 2004 when he landed the role of Louis Stevens on the Disney Channel show Even Stevens. This success catapulted him into the spotlight and laid the foundation for his future career. LaBeouf's transition from child actor to Hollywood star was marked by roles in blockbuster films like the Transformers franchise and Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. However, his approach to acting evolved, becoming increasingly method-oriented and intense. This intensity was particularly evident in his preparation for the 2019 film The Tax Collector. To portray Creeper, a tax collector for a crime lord, LaBeouf drew heavily on his past experiences. He revisited his childhood neighborhood of Echo Park and began hanging out with members of the Harpys Gang. This immersion allowed him to bring a raw authenticity to his performance that surprised many viewers. LaBeouf's commitment to the role extended to getting real tattoos that his character had in the movie. The tattoo artist, Brian Ramirez, publicly thanked LaBeouf for giving back to the community by choosing his shop. The film also featured rapper Jose Martin, known as Conejo or G-Rabbit, who was affiliated with the Harpys Gang, further deepening LaBeouf's connection to the culture he was portraying. Throughout his career, LaBeouf has faced personal struggles, including battles with addiction and legal troubles. In 2017, he acknowledged suffering from PTSD due to his traumatic childhood and entered rehab. These experiences have deeply influenced his approach to acting and his choice of roles. Despite the challenges, LaBeouf has shown a consistent desire to give back to his community. In 2018, he co-founded the Slauson Rec Theater Company in a low-income housing complex, aiming to create alternative outlets for underprivileged youth. Shia LaBeouf's journey from the streets of Echo Park to Hollywood stardom is a testament to his resilience and determination. His experiences with Harpys Gang and his troubled childhood have significantly shaped his acting career, allowing him to bring a unique authenticity to his roles, particularly in portraying characters from challenging backgrounds. LaBeouf's story serves as an inspiration, demonstrating that with perseverance and hard work, it's possible to overcome even the most difficult circumstances and achieve success in one's chosen field. Alliances and rivalries. The Harpys have forged strong alliances with the Mexican Mafia and A2M, addicted to money, enhancing their status in the criminal underworld. Despite these alliances, they have been embroiled in a bitter and long-standing rivalry with the 18th Street Gang, leading to numerous violent confrontations. One of the most infamous incidents occurred on September 6, 1980, when 3 members of the 18th Street Gang were killed by Harpys members, sparking years of retaliatory violence. In addition, the Harpys have ongoing conflicts with the tagging crew S4M, Sex for Money, associated with the 18th Street Gang. This rivalry escalated in May 2006 when Manuel Vega, a member of S4M, was shot and killed outside a liquor store in Los Angeles. In retaliation, Daniel Martinez, a member of A2M, was charged with Vega's murder. Despite their ties to other Serrano-affiliated gangs, the Harpys have even feuded with Latino gangs under the Serrano 13 umbrella, such as the Alley Tiny Criminals 13. Cultural identity and public perception. A distinctive aspect of the Harpys' cultural identity is their use of Houston Astros apparel to signify gang affiliation, with the H on the gear representing the gang's pride and loyalty. Members wear this clothing to display allegiance and assert their presence within the community. The gang's influence extends into local music culture through artists like Conejo, who has released several albums highlighting the Harpys' ongoing cultural significance. The Harpys have also gained public attention through media coverage. In 1988, renowned journalist Tom Brokaw interviewed several Harpys members on Adams Boulevard near Vermont outside a laundromat, offering a rare glimpse into the gang's culture and mindset. Such moments have added to the gang's mystique, casting them as a feared and infamous entity within Los Angeles' criminal landscape. Conclusion: the Barrio Harpys gang has maintained a dominant force in Los Angeles' gang landscape for over 6 decades. Their deep roots in the West Adams community, complex structure, and brutal criminal activities have defined their legacy. Notorious figures like Daniel Roman and Biana Roman have played pivotal roles in shaping the gang's trajectory, while alliances with the Mexican Mafia and rivalries with the 18th Street Gang have contributed to their violent history. Despite numerous law enforcement efforts to dismantle the gang, the Harpys remain a significant and dangerous entity, their legacy etched into the fabric of the city's gang culture.